got this interesting deck in the mail yesterday from Paizo, the Deck of Endless Treasure. There are 110 cards inside, and you choose 4 of them, arrange them in a particular way, and you end up with a unique magic item. Each item has the usual information, plus a quirk and a plot hook. So they've done this kind of deck before. You have the Starfinder deck that lets you create a random world, and there's a Pathfinder deck that lets you create an NPC. This one seems like a trickier proposition, as the balancing of it seems like a challenge. So with thanks to Paizo for sending it our way, let's take a look at the Deck of Endless Treasure to see how well it works. Enhance and improve your 5e games today with Hit Point Press. Explore the cute but deceptively deep campaign setting of Humblewood, where a new threat imperils the peace between the Humblefolk and the Birdfolk. Or enhance your 5e games with animated spell, condition, and townsfolk cards. Add a slew of creative and gorgeously illustrated magical items with the Griffon Saddlebag, and face innovative new bosses each month with their series of big bads. Learn more today at Hit Point Press by using our link in the corner or down below. So let's just start off by looking at a random item I threw together. As I said, it's made up of 4 cards. This item is a breastplate. At the top, we have a passive ability, Die Hard. You die at dying 5 instead of dying 4. Here are the basic stats of the item, and the book and page number of the mundane item if you want to check it out in full. On the left-hand side here, we have an item quirk, a bit of flavor to help with your roleplay and your world building. In this case, you can't dream while wearing it. At the bottom, we have the activated ability. In this case, you get eye beams like Superman. The combined numbers of the triangles here give you the item level. In this case, we have a combined 4. When we look at the reference information on the main card, that shows us that the item's level is your level plus 1. And the combined number in the eyes gives us the visual quirk of the item. Here we have a combined 5, meaning that it's slightly oversized for the wearer. Finally, we have a secret plot hook for the GM only. When we pull the top card off, it reveals Moonlit Message. There's an inscription written on the breastplate, which reveals itself only in the light of the full moon. Now, there are specific instructions about how to alter your item to make it more suitable for the campaign you're running if you want to. It recommends ignoring details that don't match your story, altering up those symbol numbers to match your needs or preferences, and shuffling up the secret plot hooks if you want to. You can also draw more cards to apply additional quirks. Now, as you might imagine, if we're going to get items that are relevant to our characters at their particular level and in the game, and not over or underpowered, we have to have variables of some sort. So let's look at another item to see how that works. Here we have a battle axe that grants resistance 5 to bows and crossbows, changes its shape in a minor way each morning, and has a hilt wrapped in fine cloth, and once per day you can activate it to cause Phoenix Rain. Burning feathers fill a 20-foot burst within 60 feet, dealing, quote, medium damage with a, quote, medium basic will save. Half the damage is fire and half is vitality. So how do we determine this medium damage and medium basic will save value? Well, we get these reference cards for that. Let's assume that we have a level 5 party based on the combined value of the 3 in the triangles. This would be a level 6 item. Then we refer to our reference cards here to see that the Phoenix Rain damage would be 76, and the basic will save would have a DC of 20. I think that gives you a pretty good idea of how this deck works. The deck includes all sorts of weapons and armor pieces. You get clothing items, there's accessories like brooches and capes. Then there's items like coins and cards, there's a compass, there's a fishing pole, a frying pan, a lantern, a spyglass, and even a stuffed toy. Designing balanced magic items for Pathfinder 2nd Edition isn't easy. I should know. My partner Grady has been making new ones every week for over a year now, I think. You can see his free items over at bonfirebites.com. He is a Pathfinder freelance author with several books under his belt now, so I have seen how much math goes into designing these new items. I think newer designers, especially those coming from 5e, tend to make overpowered items when they transition to Pathfinder. So a tool like this can go a long way into helping you come up with something with that guiding hand of Paizo helping you along the way. Sure, you can grab 4 random cards if you want to come up with something, but of course feel free to just mix and match to come up with just the right item to fit the story that you're telling. And be comforted by the fact that the Paizo designers handed you the pieces so you can be reasonably assured that it won't break your game. You will have to bring your own imagination to the table to tie all the various aspects of the item together into a cohesive whole, and to give each item a creative name, so this doesn't do all the work for you. Let me just do one more item with that stuffed toy because it looks a little bit like Rory here. We have a stuffed toy that grants us low light vision, soaks up water like a sponge, and releases a calming scent once a day that heals the party and ends persistent mental damage on them. So, gotta come up with a name. Let's call it Rory of the Soothing Snout. I'm gonna go ahead and add that to my next Pathfinder adventure, I think. But let's go ahead and check that little plot hook just to see what that's gonna entail. Oh boy. There's really fun stuff here. According to the developer comments, there isn't a VTT version planned just yet, but they are open to the idea if there's interest. So if you want to, you can head over to the Paizo forums and you can share your thoughts with them on that. The deck of Endless Treasure is available now or shipping very soon. The physical deck has an MSRP of $29.99 and the PDF is $14.99. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. Paizo's quite good at these generating decks. They also have that deck of endless NPCs that I mentioned earlier, and I know I have it around here somewhere. If you want to see more coverage of things like this, let me know in the comments. And for some other great TTRPG supplements and adventures and minis and more, check out our sponsor Hit Point Press for a constant stream of creative treasures. And for great magic items and monsters for both Pathfinder and D&D, check out our free releases at bonfirebites.com or on our social media sites like these over here. For now though, please stay safe, have fun, love each other, and I will see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.